Gus Ramsey, who texted me a great story during the commercial break. I'm like, Gus, you got to call in. How are you, Gus?
I'm great, Rich. How are you, buddy?
What did you hear DP and I go down memory lane there, huh?
Yeah, that was great. That was great. And that's one of the great things about Stu. I have a friend who says, in a lot of ways your legacy is just the stories that people tell about you after you're gone. And Stu's got a lot of legacies, but on the short list of the top of his legacy is the stories that we get to tell about him.
And so which one? You texted, go for it. You've got the floor. Again, because you knew Stu when he was a broadcaster locally in Orlando before he even got to ESPN.
Yeah, I was working at the NBC affiliate in Orlando with hopes of becoming a sportscaster and was working on my tape and all that. And they decided to hire Stu out of Raleigh as a news reporter. So he came to our station. I hated him because he stole my job. But we became fast friends, and it was pretty clear from day one that he was a competitive person. And we organized kind of like a touch football game for people at the station to play. And he and I are on opposite teams. And so in my best Ed McCaffrey moment, I ran a little slant across the middle, and I catch the pass, and I turn to run upfield. And there's Stu, already down, like, low, knees bent, with, like, the Jack Tatum towel hanging from the back of the shorts, and he's got the goggles on and the Carolina blue shorts or whatever. And I'm thinking, like, oh, God, he's having a flashback. He thinks he's on the field now. He's going to take me out. And for whatever reason in my life, I guess because I used to be a good jumper, my defense mechanism is to jump when I'm in danger. So as I'm running towards him and his eyes are getting bigger and bigger, I just think I'm going to hurdle over him. So, of course, Stu then raises up as I jump, and he totally upends me, and I flip, and I come down, and I land on my hip, and I get a hip pointer, and I'm on crutches for like 4 days. But there's no other person I know that I would have been scared of running at playing a touch football game other than Stu, because I knew of his competitive nature and where his brain was. He's one of those guys that he's in the moment. He's not playing touch football. He's now the defensive back he was supposed to be at the University of North Carolina.
That's right.
And I was some dude from the Wolf Pack who came over the middle. And how dare I run over the middle against him?
And when he tried out for the Jets, he literally thought he was going to make the Jets. And I said to him, like, what are you talking about? You're just doing a piece sort of, like paper lion, right? Like to try and join a team and see if you can make it, and you won't. But he swore to me he was going to make the Jets. Spoiler alert, he didn't. But that's exactly who he was. And he looked at me and goes, you've got to speak it into existence, Rich. You've got to believe it. That's why Allen Iverson is the way he is. That's why Vince Carter is the way he is. And I literally was going to stop and say, so are you comparing yourself to those guys? Because I stopped myself, because he absolutely was, Gus. He absolutely was.
Oh, yeah. He thought he was going to make the Jets. And, if it wasn't, I guess, for the nature of the injury, let's say the ball had hit him in the shoulder and he dislocated the shoulder, he would have been super proud of that. But because it was the eye, he was a little more sensitive. But when we were living in Orlando, I called him and said, hey, you want to go play some pickup hoops? And he's like, yeah, sure, come on over and get me. So I go over to his apartment, I knock on the door, and I just hear him crying from inside, come in, come in, come in. So I come into the apartment. He's lying on the floor, grabbing his ankle. He's in agony. I said, what the hell happened? He said, I jumped over this pile of laundry and I landed wrong. So we go off to the emergency room. We're there for 6 hours. He's broken his ankle. So when we go into the station on Monday, he's telling people there's a fire and he was catching babies being thrown out of the window, because that's a far better story, right? It was always about what's the best story I can tell. That's far more interesting than I jumped over a pile of laundry and broke my ankle.
Oh, Gussie, man. I can't believe he's gone 5 years, and it's great to see what his beautiful daughters are doing on his behalf. And I know you know them, too. I've got about a minute left if you want to say anything, one more thing about Stuart, his kids, or again, his foundation.
Taylor and Finn are just a living embodiment of him, and they're wonderful people. You can go on Twitter and you can see all the different places that you can donate today. Stuart and I have a dear friend, a co-anchor here in Orlando, Wendy Chioji, who fought cancer for 18 years. She just died this past month, and she and Stu were great friends. They were very symbiotic in their ability to put up a brave face during the fight. So God bless them. God bless anybody out there who's having to deal with it. The more that we can pitch in together, the more that we can help other people, and the more legacies like Stu and Wendy will live on.
See, that's why you're the program director of Dan Patrick School of Broadcasting. I gave you about a minute. You didn't even have a stopwatch. You hit it right on the head, Gus. Well done.
Thank you, buddy.
Take care. Take care, Gussie.
Yeah.
You got it. It's Gus Ramsey, longtime ESPN producer. And Stuart Scott Friend.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download The Rich Eisen Show app.